Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got no time for that limelight. I'm from California, man, I guess we'll start with that. Banged out starter caps, glued to the cul-de-sac, looking like an artifact, trying to get their money back. Yellow jackets coming, mama about to have a heart attack. Southeast San Diego, we was at the heart of that. You moved about the hood, my nigga, you ain't want no part of that. Move to work and let the money drip the laundry mat. I pray to God the homie get his little daughter back. So many problems and it's not even a part of rap. So many suckers and they hating and they copycat. And life is bigger than these bitches that you hollered at. And if you bleed it out, I better get $3 back. And all I'm giving is the facts. Pay attention to the stats and never making mention of the jacks. Gotta keep the money stacked, work your way through the traps. Money motivated to the max. Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my.
What up? What up? What up, man? Yeah, we back, man. We back. What's up with y'all, man? How y'all living today, man? Welcome to the remix with Cali Dre, man. Cali Dre is in the motherfucking building, man. Uncle G also in the motherfucking building, man. What up, fam? How you living today, man? What's good with you, my guy? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy, man. We finna get to it tonight, man. All right, like I told y'all yesterday, I got a story that's gonna blow y'all motherfucking mind, man. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all stay tuned, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell y'all some shit that you ain't never heard before. You know what I'm saying? What else we got going today, man? We're gonna check in with that Offset situation, man. Get a couple updates from that. I am gonna tap into a little bit of politics, man. I got a couple news stories, but for the most part, we finna get to the main event and the co-main event, man. Cause I got a couple stories, man. That's real shocking, man. One of which I promise you is gonna be the wildest shit you ever heard in your life, man. So buckle up, you know what I'm saying? Pull up, roll up, you know what I mean? And chill out with your boy Cali Dre, man. Cause we finna get to it. That's the only way I know how to motherfucking do it in this bitch, man. Subscribe to the channels, man. YouTube, Twitch. Kick, all my Kick followers, man. I appreciate y'all. Keep running up the views, man. Keep following the channel. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna keep it smooth, man. We gonna do it how it gotta be done, man. Because there's been a lot of shit going on today, in the entertainment world, in the political world, and then I also just want to tap in to some old Hollywood type shit. You know what I'm saying? We finna tap in with an old Hollywood legend tonight, man. And we gonna see how deep that legend really is. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah, what Uncle G talk about? Just got done watching that Yaki Gaddafi documentary. Yeah, man. Hey, that Gaddafi shit real, man. That Yaki Gaddafi situation was very real. It was very it caught everybody by surprise because it happened a few months after Pac passed. You feel me? But yeah, I most definitely, man. I may actually break that down on a show. You know what I mean? Because go look up them House of Blues clips. I mean, them Club 662 clips. Where Yaki up there performing with Pac, man, at the 662 in Vegas, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah, we might dive into some of that this week. You know what I mean? But tonight though, man, I got two amazing stories for y'all. I think, man. I think y'all gonna definitely tap in with it, man. So yeah, man, shit. Let's get right to it, man. Let's get right to it. Do I want to let you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna let OG do his 1-2. We is gonna get into a little politics tonight, so I'm gonna let OG do his 1-2. You know what I'm saying? As only he know how to do. Speaking that truth to power. You know what I'm saying? The only way an old black nigga and a chinchilla can do. You know what I'm saying? Military veteran out this bitch, man. So without further ado, let me get this shit to OG, man, and let him run the show real quick, man.
Your bitches
right here.
You heard it from me. That's right. I hope you can see through those thick-ass glasses that you fucked up. You stand there and sanction this bullshit, and they kill a woman. They're ruining businesses that have been here for generations. They're fucking up this community.
Fucking
you
it
can
up.
Go home safe. But no, you're here to terrorize this city. A bunch of bitches if I've ever seen a bunch. And I'm telling you to your face. And if you don't like it,
fuck you. And I gotta say, bro, that is my favorite part of that whole commentary right there, bro. That's my favorite part of that whole shit. OG is not fucking around. Who the fuck is this lady trying to take my goddamn show? Get your ass off my damn screen, old lady. What the hell going on, man? This the remix with Cali Dre. This ain't goddamn whatever the fuck y'all selling. That's for sure. This shit we sponsored by nobody, nigga. So hit that Cash App while you at it, You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy in real time, in 3D, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Where I want to go with this shit, man. Here, I'm gonna hit this threads first because I got a couple of things I want to look at over here on threads real quick, man. And yeah, it was some crazy shit going on. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channels. You know what I mean? We bringing you this good content, good information, and I'm gonna continue to do that shit. You feel me? Let me throw this up here real quick. So check this out, man. It says Trump's former advisor, Robert Morris, released from jail after serving 6 months for molesting a 12-year-old girl. This is Trump's former spiritual advisor.
Has been released from jail after serving.
Hold on, let me spin that.
Trump's
back.
former spiritual advisor has been released from jail after serving just 6 months for molesting a 12-year-old girl. Robert Morris, the 64-year-old founder of Gateway Church, one of the largest mega churches in America, walked out of an Oklahoma jail just after midnight after completing the 6-month jail portion of his plea deal. Morris pleaded guilty last October to 5 counts of indecent acts with a minor. The offenses began on Christmas night in 1982 when Morris was a traveling evangelist staying at the victim's family home. Cindy Clemishire says she was molested over a 4.5-year period, starting when she was just 12. Morris served on Trump's evangelical advisory board during his 2016 campaign and hosted Trump at his church in 2020, where Trump called him a great person with a great reputation. Under his plea deal, Morris received a 10-year suspended sentence, but served only 6 months. He must now register as an offender for life and serve 9.5 years of probation.
Whoa. Hold the fuck up, bruh. How bro get a 10-year sentence, but then he only do 6 months? This that type of Epstein class bullshit that I be talking about, bro. I'm just trying to keep y'all in the motherfucking loop, man. This is Trump's spiritual advisor. He had a 10-year bid for molesting a 12-year-old girl, and now he out of jail after serving 6 months, man. Who the fuck is his lawyer, bruh? Who the fuck is his lawyer? Who is his legal team? Because I know a bunch of brothers in the hood right now that could use those services. But nah, they ain't gonna never get that shit. They ain't gonna never get that shit. Let's be real, Cali Drake. You fucking dreaming, nigga. Yeah, I already know, bruh. I already know. New York City Mayor Mondami chokes up, exposing the heartbreaking racial wealth gap. White households over 200K versus black families under 20K. And he says, we must repair this injustice right now. So I wanted to take a look at this real quick.
State today about how your administration removed DEI language from the racial equity report that you released this week. Why was that decision made, and do you support that decision?
So I want to be very clear. Our administration inherited a report that the prior administration had refused to release, a report that had been heavily diluted over many rounds of revisions. We took the time to strengthen this report to ensure that it was actually an accurate reflection of the city that we all love and know as our home, and to actually release this report within the first 100 days. Now, in this report, what we've seen, it's a report that is both coupled with a true cost of living report, is that the inequities in this city, the racial inequities, are stark. We are talking about findings that have shown that the wealth of a median white household in the city is more than $200,000, while that of a black household is less than $20,000. This is not an indictment of any one New Yorker. It is an indictment of policies and politics that have persisted for far too long. Our commitment now is to act upon these findings, to do so in concert with New Yorkers' comments, as we've now opened a public comment period for the next 30 days to ensure that we have a city where we are reckoning with the long history of racism here and starting to act upon a framework that puts equity right at the center of it. Thank you.
Sure. But why remove the DEI language?
We put forward a stronger report that actually reflects the realities New Yorkers are living through.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is that New Yorkers are facing a crisis that's more, more detailed than what the DEI language can offer. I'd have to most definitely compare, the DEI language to the proposal that Mondami is making. But overall, I mean, I like the message. You know what I'm saying? Because again, there is a tremendous wealth gap in this country, and those are the quiet, dirty secrets of living an American and being an American and being a black American. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to struggle and not tell nobody. Nah, motherfucker, I'm hurting, nigga. That's why I don't fuck with trickle down bullshit economics. You know what I'm saying? That's why that kind of shit is very important to me. And it should be important to you too, because as you can see, white households in New York City are making 200K while black families are making 20K. And that's a tremendous jump. That's a tremendous jump. It's about 10 times that of white households is what black families are making. So when I get on here kicking this shit that I kick, man, and when I take the stances that I take, this is the reason. This is a part of the fucking reason, bro. Because I see this shit and it matters to me and I want to change it. I'm not just numb and blind and dumb to it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I do what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do what I do, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, man. What else we got here? What else we got here? Now, I don't want to look at that yet. I don't want to look at that. Let's look at this shit right here. Former McDonald's employee arrested for kidnapping and robbing the manager after he wouldn't sign off on his requested paid time off. Sources say the suspect was wearing a shirt that reads "Free Pooh Shiesty." Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Now they're gonna blame my nigga Pooh for this shit, bro. Damn. Shice can't catch a break in this motherfucker, bro. This goofy motherfucker out here robbing a McDonald's because he can't get no PTO. But he got a free Shiesty shirt on, and so of course that's what the media is going to focus on. Man pranked his friend by throwing a lion in the room with him. This was some wild shit. It's got to be some African shit. We dip into Africa right now. We on some African shit right now. This was fucked up though. This is fucked up. That nigga scared as a bitch. I would be too though. He don't know that the lion is just playing with him. But god damn it, it's a fucking lion. Fuck all that. Hey, fuck all that. Okay? With friends like these, who the fuck needs enemies, my nigga? That's all I gotta say, bro. After this lion got from up off me, I'm whooping his motherfucking ass, bro. The nigga that sicked this lion on me, bro, I'm whooping his motherfucking ass, bro. On God. Yo, bus driver gets into a chaotic fight with a passenger, man. I guess he didn't want to pay, or bus driver told him to move seats and some shit. Bro ain't fucking having it, bro. Bro came across with a right hook across a plexiglass, though. I think they stopped. Yeah, it looked like they stopped. Oh, he choking the driver the fuck up, though. Driver still got his goddamn seatbelt on. Oh, maybe he wasn't stopped. Oh, shit. They not stopped. They moving. Oh, shit. Oh, that shit make this shit way real, though. What would y'all do, y'all on the bus, and the nigga just start punching on the driver while that shit in motion, bro? That shit. And listen, look at bro right here. He trying to stop that shit. He see what's coming. We finna crash this motherfucker. There it is. Oh, man. Hey, the driver lucky he had that seatbelt on, bro. His ass was out of there. Out of there, bro. What else did I want to look at, man? 14-year-old has angels over him as a 15-year-old put a gun to his head and clicked that bitch 3 times and didn't even go off.
This case, because of the planning, the deliberation, the execution of what he wanted, which was to murder a child. Our victims are still feeling the impact of the decision that Mr. Holland made on May 1st of 2023.
I hope that this sentence brings some measure of peace and some measure of closure to the victims as well as the community.
It was clear that we had a mission today, which was to hold him accountable and to get justice for our community and our victims. It was appropriate in this case because of the planning, the deliberation, the execution of what he wanted, which was to murder.
Yeah. This is wild. This is wild.
Still feeling the impact.
Hey, when you send your kids to school, be careful, man.
Mr. Holland made on May 1st.
Hop on that bus, start peeking around, looking them little motherfuckers in the face, man. Let them know you ain't fucking around about yours.
And some measure of closure to the victims as well as the community.
It was clear that we had a mission today, which was to hold him accountable and to get justice for our community and our victims. It was appropriate in this case.
Yeah, man. Shit out of control out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit out of control out here, man. What is this? Kanye has been blocked from the UK and blocked by the UK government and will no longer be able to headline the Wireless Festival. So I think I spoke on this yesterday, man. It was a bunch of sponsors pulling out from the Wireless Festival once they found out that Kanye West was going to be a part of it. I think it was some major sponsors too. And so the UK government, you know, they took a side. You know what I'm saying? They banned Kanye bitch ass, and they basically told him that he will no longer be able to host this Wireless Festival. Man, how y'all feel about that, man? You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about that? Should Kanye be banned from the UK? Who knows, man? Hey, ladies, shit get real, man. You cheat on your man, shit get real. I'm going to just say this. You cheating on your man, shit could get real. Get your ass in this motherfucking pool. You got me fucked up around here. This is my honeymoon, and you ruining my shit, sleeping with the goddamn groomsman. That nigga drug her ass in that pool by her hair. By her hair. Yeah, shit get real, man. These relationships get crazy, man. Watch the motherfucker that you laying next to, because that's probably going to be the motherfucker to take you out the game, bro. Listen. Listen, CarMax. Motherfucker went to CarMax. He wasn't happy with the appraisal. And this is how he took that shit. Yeah, I guess, hey, bro was pissed off about the CarMax appraisal, my guy. Let's look at this real quick. It say Atlanta inmates throw away their Gucci Mane posters after the snitching allegations. I want to check in with this, man. There's some mad niggas in jail right the fuck now.
Crazy, bro. This nigga Gucci Mane, no! Nigga! You know, wait! Bro.
Niggas is behind them walls, mad than a motherfucker at this nigga Gucci, man. How many of y'all think Gucci Mane told, man? Let me know in the comments, man. Y'all think Gucci Mane a rat, or did he just do what he had to do in that situation? You know what I'm saying? What else do I want to look at? I want to look at this real quick. Hold up. Let me see. How do I go back to that? Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to this motherfucking channel, man. Yeah, let's look at this real quick. It say New Jersey rapper Fuzi Feizu robbed of all his jewelry in broad daylight. Oh, I can't even play this music. But yeah, check this out. Great truck pull up. As you can see, everybody else get to dipping. They pull a gang of burners out on Fuzi Feizu and rob his motherfucking ass in broad daylight, bro. Sometimes you can't be stunting, man. You can't be in the hood, you know what I'm saying, stunting, because you just look like a big ass steak, you know what I mean, to a bunch of hungry wolves and lions and tigers and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Sometimes niggas got to learn the hard way when keeping it real goes wrong, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, as you can see, he got stripped. They dipped out. Luckily, they didn't lay his motherfucking ass down, and everybody around this nigga took off running, man. This is why I be telling y'all niggas, man. Listen. If you ain't, you better have some paid hitters around you, because a lot of these niggas you think is your partners, man. They gonna take off running, like this, just like this, my nigga. So yeah, keep your head on the swivel, man. Watch your back, watch your front, watch both sides, nigga. Cause shit real out here, man. Niggas is hungry. You know what I mean? Broad daylight, Niggas is hungry, man. Gas $13 a gallon. That shit probably $15 a gallon in New York, New Jersey. So yeah, man. Shit out of control out here, man. Y'all niggas better be careful, man. Watch your back, protect your motherfucking neck, man. What else did I want to look at? It was one more story I wanted to. Oh, yeah. Let's look at this right here. This is a beautiful proposal right here. You know what I'm saying? Man proposing to his girl. But check this out. So you thought. Damn, that is fucked up. Bro got on his knees, pretend like he gonna propose in front of everybody, and then flips her ass off. Oh, stunning on her. Hey, listen, ladies, you better make sure you treat that nigga right, bro. You gonna fuck around and embarrass your ass just like this. That's fucked up. Hey, that is fucked up though. That is fucked up. Is there anything else I want to cover on this thread? Shit, nah, man. Actually, yeah, let's look at this real quick. I want to look at this real quick. So it was a video that surfaced of Offset and Lil TJ fighting moments before the shooting took place. So I definitely want to take a look at this, man. Let's break this down real quick. So as you can see, man, from the beginning, it looked like Offset might have been the one to pop this whole shit up. Yeah, that nigga tried to karate kick a nigga. That nigga tried to Daniel's son karate kid kick a nigga in the back. And as you can see, they pulling Offset back right now. But this all took place, I believe, before the shooting. So this was kind of the before, you know what I mean? Damn, bitches falling to the ground and shit. Hey, it's real chaotic out this motherfucker, man. It's real chaotic out this motherfucker. This is the Hollywood, Florida Offset shooting incident before the shooting. Damn, it looked like she got slammed to the fucking ground, bruh. That's kind of what it looked like to me. Somebody looked like somebody slammed her ass to the motherfucking ground, bruh. Oh yeah. Look like I seen the guy that I'm not even gonna point his ass out because that's telling. But I seen who did it, motherfucker. I seen yeah. Yeah. So this was the chaotic scene, man, before the shooting takes place of Offset. Look like Offset got shit cracking first. Look like he got active first. Unless there's, you know what I mean, it could be more video out there, but at this point, he's the one that's getting active. Yeah, so they trying to get the hotel to open up the door. They push Offset in. Oh yeah, and yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, she got her ass rushed to the ground trying to be in the middle of a grown man business. It looked like, man, and that's unfortunate for her, man. But yeah. So what y'all think about that, man? Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, man. I said I was looking for some other videos, man. I couldn't really find any like super you know what I mean, good videos of what happened. It was all either a bunch of lying ass commentary or you know what I mean, motherfuckers just trying to get some clout out the shit. But I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck really happened, what led up to the shit. You know what I mean? So that's like the one of the only videos that I found. I'm gonna keep looking too, man. But it's one of the only videos that I found that actually kind of showed what led up to the event. Um and gave some good information on that. So yeah, man, we definitely gonna tap back in with that little TJ and offset situation, man. This is the remix with Cali Dre, man. Subscribe to the channels, man. I'm on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, you know what I'm saying? All my Kicks followers, man. Hey, keep running it up, man. I appreciate y'all for following the content and helping me reach the motherfucking mountaintop. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, where the air is rare. You feel me? But yeah, we're gonna jump, man. We're gonna jump because I want to get to some other stories tonight. I got a couple of other interesting stories. Like I said, I got one of these stories, man. It's gonna blow y'all mind. It's some shit y'all ain't never heard before. Y'all ain't gonna even believe this shit when the story get told. And it's a fairly old Hollywood story too, but I don't think many people have quite heard it like this. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna dive into that, man. We're gonna dive into that. Where do I want to go with this? Here, let me pull this up real quick, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channels, man. What y'all think about that Kanye situation, man? Should Kanye be banned from the UK and doing what he trying to do and hosting that little festival that's going on over there? Or is the UK completely and well within their right to ban his motherfucking ass from the premises, man? Yeah. That's kind of the whole shit, man. I mean, Kanye is a very polarizing individual, man. And so when you do some of the things that bro does, you know, it can lead to them kind of repercussions, man. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of just it's kind of how this shit go. Motherfuckers think they be above the law and above the politics, but ain't nobody bigger than the program, man. That's what I once was told. And so yeah, I think motherfuckers got to find that shit out the hard way sometimes. You feel me? But here's a story I wanted to cover, man, because I just felt like it was important. You feel me? But so Dr. Gladys West was a woman who helped to develop GPS technology, and she was 95 years old, and she passed away recently, man. So I wanted to just give a shout out to this woman for all her brilliance and helping us get this GPS shit off the ground, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man.
We highlight another life well lived. The next time you get in the car and plug your destination into the GPS to immediately find the fastest route, you can thank a pioneering mathematician named Gladys West.
Gladys grew up on a small family farm in rural Virginia, the daughter of sharecroppers. As high school valedictorian, she earned a scholarship to Virginia State College, where she studied mathematics. A few years after graduating, Gladys was hired at the Naval Proving Ground in Dahlgren, Virginia, where she was one of only 4 Black employees. One of the others was a man named Ira West, who would become her husband of 67 years. While programming large-scale computers and analyzing satellite data for the Navy in the 1980s, West developed an increasingly precise and accurate map of the Earth's shape. Her algorithms and data mapping created the functions and laid the groundwork for the modern global positioning systems, or GPS, found in phones, cars, and in military weapons. West retired from the Naval Surface Warfare Center in 1998 after 42 years of service. At the age of 70, she went back to school, earning a doctorate from Virginia Tech. Dr. Gladys West, whose groundbreaking work paved the way for GPS, died last weekend in Fredericksburg, Virginia. She was 95 years old.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Dr. Gladys West, man, for all her contributions to society. Black woman doing her motherfucking thing in the field of mathematics. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely have to recognize pioneers and Black pioneers because ain't nobody else gonna motherfucking do it. So that's why I do. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely shout out to Dr. Gladys West, man. Rest in peace to her, man. Prayers to her family, man. She, you know what I'm saying, lived the life that we can only aspire to try to live, man. And so I just wanted to give her props for everything that she's done. And you know, yeah, I mean, she paved the way for GPS technology. Now, you motherfuckers that don't know where to go, you know what I mean? All you non-direction having motherfuckers that can't drive out this bitch, thank Dr. Gladys West for helping your goofy ass out in the time of need. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at this story right here. Body camera footage shows Miami police officer shooting in real time.
Only on Local 10 tonight, exclusive body cam footage showing a new view of a heart-stopping moment near Bayfront Park. Police officer is seen on the hood of a moving car firing through the windshield at the driver. Local 10's Brett Neese is live in Miami with what that video shows. Brett.
Well, Janice, this new angle is from the body-worn camera from the officer who fired his gun outside Bayfront Park here during what was a busy Sunday night during a different music festival than the one that they are setting up right now. But this new video, it shows the moments right up before the shooting takes place and then the several minutes right after. New body cam video released exclusively to Local 10 shows the moment a police officer shot a man on Biscayne Boulevard last May.
On Biscayne.
This video begins with no
Yeah.
audio, but you
Active.
can see the City of Miami police officer standing in front of a black BMW as he is directing traffic. The car inches forward and the officer holds up his hand. As the car gets closer, suddenly the officer is on the hood of the car,
Shit.
and that's when shots are fired. After the car stops and the officer rolls off the hood, you can see the driver, Menelik Clark, walking away from the vehicle with blood on his shirt.
What?
That's when the audio kicks in and officers tell Clark to get on the ground. Clark falls to the ground and other officers begin to rush to the scene. That's when officers handcuff Clark and begin to tend to his gunshot wounds. The body cam video later shows the officer who fired his gun directed away from the scene.
Have a seat. You need my gun or anything?
To sit in his squad car while the investigation unfolds.
Wow. Hey, listen, let me tell you this, bro. I listen, if that shit would have worked, he'd have been the G's motherfucker in Miami on Biscayne, bro. But you can't get shot by the police. They hop on your hood of your car, you crash that bitch, and then try to hop out like shit happened. Shit ain't happened, bro. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You gotta have a better plan than that.
Shows the moment a police officer shot a man on Biscayne Boulevard last May. This video begins with no audio, but you can see the City of Miami police officer standing in front of a black BMW as he is directing traffic. The car inches forward and the officer holds up his hand. As the car gets closer, suddenly the officer is on the hood of the car, and that's when shots are fired. After the car stops and the officer rolls off the hood, you can see the driver, Menelik Clark, walking away from the vehicle with blood on his shirt. That's when the audio kicks in and officers tell Clark to get on the ground. Clark falls to the ground and other officers begin to rush to the scene. That's when officers handcuff Clark and begin to tend to his gunshot wounds. The body cam video later shows the officer who fired his gun directed away from the scene.
Have a seat. You need my gun or anything?
To sit in his squad car.
Oh yeah, get your bitch ass back in that car, bro. We got an investigation to do.
Take a deep breath. And they're just sitting in the vehicle for right now, okay?
Meanwhile, Clark is facing several charges as a result of all of this, including aggravated battery on an officer. He is due back in court in April. Live in downtown Miami, Brett Neese, Local 10 News.
Yeah, that shit crazy right there, bro. That shit crazy right there. Here, now I don't even want to look at this. What we going here? We're gonna go right here. Teen dies after Akron road rage shooting, and his teen brother, I guess, was involved in this, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
And how to navigate them when
Hold on, lady. Give me my show back, please.
It was early Wednesday, just before 12:30 a.m. on the entrance ramp from Talmadge Avenue to State Route 8 in Akron, when a 28-year-old DoorDash driver and his girlfriend making deliveries in their gold Cadillac were suddenly confronted with aggressive behavior by two teenagers in a silver sedan. Akron police say what started as a case of road rage quickly escalated into gunfire.
All we did was stop. The passenger side literally pulled out their gun and started shooting at us.
Someone that was tailgating them and driving aggressively. When the 28-year-old male pulled over to allow the car to go around him, that car then fired shots back at his car, and those shots came through the front windshield.
After being fired upon, the 28-year-old delivery driver pulled a gun that Akron police say he was authorized to carry and returned fire at the other car, striking a 17-year-old in the head. The teen's 15-year-old brother fled the scene and drove to Akron Children's Hospital, where a medical team tried to save his critically injured brother. He would died from the gunshot wound.
We just had a walk-in GSW, so I don't know if you guys are looking for anybody, but one's here.
So it's a shooting in Akron. Couple teenagers facing charges after a road rage shooting, and a teenager died.
He was unaware that one of the shots he fired hit the teen in the head, but he told officers he felt he had to protect himself and his girlfriend. Akron police agree.
He had not ever been convicted of a felony. He was qualified in that he has the legal authority to possess a gun. And in this case, he was really defending himself and his girlfriend and fired the shots.
The 15-year-old brother of the teen admitted to investigators that he and his brother stole the car they were in, and that he was the one who opened fire on the victim's car. Later disposed of the gun. The teen was arrested on charges of felonious assault, tampering with evidence, and theft of a motor vehicle. And police say he is responsible for the gunfire that led to the death of his own brother.
And it's really a tragedy all the way around, because on one end, these young men contributed to some ongoing trauma that these other individuals are going to have to deal with as it relates to being shot at. Some of his actions did contribute to his brother getting shot. So that's something that we'll have to review with prosecutors.
Investigators say the story illustrates how road rage can quickly spin out of control.
Yeah, most definitely.
Unforeseen consequences that can.
Hey, listen, it's always unforeseen consequences, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in some road rage shit a couple days ago, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I driving, you know what I'm saying? How I drive in my own space. You know what I'm talking about? The motorcycle motherfucker kept just on the side of a motherfucker, didn't want to pass, didn't want to back up. So I go past, bro. You know what I mean? Get over. Bro, pull up to me, talking way reckless. You know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, do what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But please believe it better be the right move. And so long story short, bro kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey, road rage is unforeseen shit, man. And sometimes a motherfucker having a bad day, you don't know what they got in their car on them. So you know what I'm saying? I always tell motherfuckers to be careful, man. But you know, sometimes shit happens, man, and people find themselves in situations like this, and it's unfortunate, man. But you know, as you can see, shit don't always go the way you planned it, man. You know what I'm saying? They stole a car, just out some teens fucking around, end up popping off at somebody and get your brother shot. So yeah, that's just a sad story all around, man. And yeah, we gotta make sure we making better decisions out here, man. Real talk.
Alter lives forever.
We would advise people, if they find themselves in a situation like this, to take any measures you can to get away from it, whether that means turning off or going in a separate direction, or even calling 911 so that we can come out and investigate. But you just never know what someone's intent is.
Jack Shea, Fox 8 News in Akron.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate, man. You don't know what someone else's intentions is, or what kind of day they having, what the fuck going on in their life. And so, you know, you just got to be careful, man. This story right here is wild, man. It says a Valley mom shot and killed over an alleged $100 debt. Let me spin that back.
Valley woman, a mother of 7, including to an infant, is dead. Police say she was shot and killed by her neighbor over $100.
The suspect is now behind bars facing murder charges. 12 News journalist Trisha Hendricks spoke with the victim's family. And Trisha, this just sounds absolutely tragic.
As you can imagine, Danielle Little's family is completely shattered tonight. They want the world to know not only what they witnessed, but also what a hole in their family this has left.
Over $100.
Fender bender. Danielle Little's son Jaden says his mom accidentally backed into a neighbor's car. They exchanged numbers, but when she couldn't pay right away, things turned deadly.
The Form 4 does indicate that the victim may have owed the suspect $100.
All this started because my mom accidentally backed into him. Then that's when the guy came out and shot her.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's you never know what motherfuckers is on, man. Over $100 and a dent that could have been replaced. Somebody ended up losing their life, man. Rest in peace to this lady, man. This is a sad story right here. And you know, we gotta do better, man. We gotta do better.
Buck and Danielle got into an argument early Monday morning.
We got into a yelling argument that escalated, and then bam, he shot. No hesitation.
Officers rushed to the scene, but Danielle did not survive.
You know, you ain't gotta be a coward and shoot somebody because you're scared to get your butt whooped.
Police booked him into jail on murder charges.
I understand, you know, situations happen where you get.
Oh, I'm gonna pause it right here real quick. But why would he pop off on a woman though? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that kind of don't make no sense. You know what I mean? After a fender bender, why you gonna pop off on a female? That's kind of some bitch ass shit right there, if you ask me. Yeah, let's get a little bit more information on this.
Upset. Please just step away, remove yourself from the situation. We never want to see anybody come to this point where we're getting injured, we're getting shot and losing lives.
But for Danielle's son, no warning could undo what he saw.
So this is the young lady that lost her life. Rest in peace to her. But Valley mom got shot and killed over a $100 debt. Pay your motherfucking debts, man. Pay your fare.
Saw everything. I walked out there. I heard the gunshot. I saw her drop to the floor. It hurts me. I go outside. I look at that side over there. I just want him to know that he is a coward. I don't want him to be free.
Her husband wants the world to remember Danielle.
She was an amazing mother, one of the best in the world. And I hope the guy that shot her spends the rest of his life in prison.
The case is now in the hands of homicide detectives. Rombach remains behind bars.
Yeah, that's a sad story right there, man. Yeah, definitely gonna keep up with that and figure out, you know, what ultimately happens. But sometimes, man, shit, you know, even the littlest shit nowadays, man, can set motherfuckers off. So you just gotta just keep it G, man. If you pay your motherfucking debts, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's all I can tell you. Find somebody to fix the dent in that motherfucker's car, bro. Like I know you know some mechanic somewhere that owe you a favor. That shit. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to just avoid the bullshit out here, man. And you know, it's a lot of negative forces that don't want you to make it until tomorrow, man. And so it's your job to make it. It's your motherfucking job to make it, champ. You know what I'm saying? What else did I want to look at, man? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Let's look at this story right here real quick. Central Florida college student accused of burying her newborn baby. Yeah.
Open a chime checking.
Yeah. Central Florida college student accused of burying her newborn baby. You can't make this shit up, man.
Woman accused of burying her newborn baby in her backyard is back in jail tonight.
Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel here. Let me pull this up real quick.
Of burying her newborn baby in her backyard is back in jail tonight, now facing a murder charge.
That's right. A grand jury handed down the indictment earlier today. West 2's Patrick Perez live in the newsroom tonight. And Patrick, this woman is also facing some other criminal charges as well.
Yeah, summer detectives have been building this case since the initial arrest a month ago, and now they believe she may have planned her baby's death. This new photo shared by the Flagler County Sheriff's Office shows 20-year-old Ann Mae DeMaguillo in handcuffs again after turning herself in at the county jail Monday evening. A grand jury heard her case earlier in the day. She's now charged with first-degree premeditated murder, aggravated child abuse, and failure to report the death of a person with intent to conceal the death. The indictment follows a month-long investigation by Flagler County detectives. They initially arrested her on an aggravated manslaughter charge back on March 6 after accusing her of giving birth to her baby and then leaving the newborn in a toilet to die.
She sees it in the toilet, leaves it there, watches it, hears it cry, and waits until it stops crying and moving. She hid the infant in a duffel bag in her closet and went about her normal daily routine.
Wow, that's sad.
DeMcGillo went to her college before performing in a play at the Little Theater in New Smyrna Beach. When she returned home, they say DeMcGillo buried her baby in the backyard.
What?
Since her initial arrest, detectives have learned she had searches on
Well, let me spin that back. Let me spin that all the way fucking back.
And went about her normal daily routine.
From there, deputies say DeMcGillo went to her college before performing in a play at the Little Theater in New Smyrna.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. She performed in a play before she went and buried her newborn baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, lock her motherfucking ass up for sure, man. Slap them cuffs on her, send her to her final destination, and yeah. Bitch, good luck in there, because they're going to fuck you up for this shit.
Home, they say DeMcGillo buried her baby in the backyard. Since her initial arrest, detectives have learned she had searches on her phone for newborn premature babies, Palm Coast OBGYN, and Foods to Decrease Fertility. Deputies say they also found on her phone images of Casey Anthony and newborn babies. In a statement, Flagler County Sheriff Rick
Oh, wow. Yo, that's a very interesting development. I'm gonna tell you why, man. If you don't know who this lady right here is, this is Casey Anthony, man. So a few years back, her baby ended up disappearing, and they ended up figuring out that, you know, she was involved. But there was a whole long period where, you know, she was acting like she didn't know what happened. And yeah, so y'all can go look that story up if y'all want to. But it's interesting that this young girl had Casey Anthony's picture and information in her phone. That already let you know what she's thinking about right there. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's if I'm on that jury, that let me know right there what's in her head. You know what I'm saying? Because Casey Anthony got away with this shit for a while. And so, you know, sounds like that's the kind of path this young lady was on, man. Central Florida college student accused of burying her newborn baby turns herself in.
Babies. In a statement, Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says, in part, I commend our investigators who followed every lead in our digital forensics team that uncovered the digital evidence to prove this tragic case was a premeditated murder. DeMcGillo had been out on bond since March 12th when she was released from jail and ran from cameras. DeMcGillo is expected.
Oh yeah, you better run. Your ass better run. The whole Central Florida coast about to be all in your motherfucking business, man. As they should, because that's a sad situation right there. Rest in peace to her newborn baby, and y'all know where to send her ass, bro. Send her to her final, you know, destination, and let them girls introduce themselves to her in her new home. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what's gonna happen to that goofy ass bride. Deadly explosion rocks the Panama Canal Bridge. This was wild. Hit that like button, man.
This is the moment a massive fireball consumed the area directly beneath one of Panama's most iconic landmarks, the famed Bridge of the Americas. The blast killed
Oh shit!
According to local fire officials.
Damn.
Or others, and terrifying drivers. And the bus passengers you see here crossing the span at the time. Panama Fire says.
Oh yeah, they spoke. They shook.
Suffering from respiratory problems and minor first and second degree burns. According to officials, the fire broke out on Monday during a fuel transfer involving 3 tanker trucks carrying diesel and gasoline. 2 firefighters were among the injured, and 2 fire trucks were damaged during the all-out effort to extinguish the blaze. Fire investigation is still in its early stages, this official says, adding it would be premature to speculate about the exact cause. It happened in an area subleased to a private operator by Panama Oil Terminals SA, which in a statement says it is now cooperating with investigators. Officials say the fire was extinguished within 4 hours and was out at the bridge itself within a matter of minutes.
Damn.
Special focus on cooling the bridge's concrete and metal components.
Burnt the shit out that bridge, though.
After a series of safety inspections on the more than 60-year-old structure, the bridge, which was the first to connect North and South America, reopened, though excluding calming buses and truck traffic. That's good news for the region, considering it is a major economic artery.
Okay, yeah, I would most definitely think it is. It connects North and South America, man. But you look at this blaze right here. Hey, listen, this ain't no joke right here. But yeah, I think I don't know if there was any fatalities or anything like that in this story, man. So, I think the bridge may have just taken the hardest hit of this whole shit. But if that's the case, man, shit, they need to be thanking their lucky stars for that shit, man, because yeah, that could have been out of control, man. That could have been out of control. Is there anything else I want to cover? Yeah, let's take a look. I got a couple more stories I want to look at real quick, actually. This one is out of Las Vegas, Nevada, man. Las Vegas teen sentenced to life for killing two in a drive-by shooting. Welcome. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to this channel. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, all that, man.
Caught on video firing several rounds into a crowd waiting in line for a house party. They are learning their fate in court.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining
Yeah,
us.
let me spin that back.
Two teenagers caught on video firing several rounds into a crowd waiting in line for a house party. They are learning their fate in court. We thank you for joining us on 8 News Now at 4. I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Vanessa Murphy. Investigators say the teens were gang affiliated.
And today they were sentenced for not only the house party killings, but also for an attempted murder on another case. 8 News Now reporter Joshua Piguero was in court.
Two teens who took.
Yo, what up, man? Hey, we got Skull in the building, man. Hey, shout out to Big Skull, man. Skull gang, you know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to my man channel, man. Doing big content over there, man. What up with you, fam? Hey, we breaking down some stories tonight, man. I got a story tonight, Skull, that you ain't never heard. It's gonna blow your motherfucking mind, man. So stick around, man. I got a couple more like news stories I'm gonna get to. And then I'm gonna tell you some shit you ain't never heard before in your life, and you ain't gonna believe me when I tell you this shit, fam. Real talk, man. I appreciate you for tapping in with your boy, man. But we just rocking this right here. There's two Las Vegas teens sentenced to life for killing two in a drive-by shooting, man. Yeah, most definitely, bruh. Most definitely, bruh. Hey, listen, nah, bruh. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Stick around. Stick around, Skull. This is one that might actually blow your mind, my nigga, on some real shit. But yeah, man, let's check in with this story right here. Two Las Vegas teens sentenced to life for killing two in a drive-by shooting, man.
Took part in a drive-by murder, was sentenced to decades in prison on Wednesday. They apologized to the victims' families, which was too little, too late.
First off, I want to apologize to the family.
This is Noah Sierra. Investigators say he was the getaway driver. Standing beside him is Jesus Martin Guerrero.
I'm sorry to the victim's family for what I did. I know, sorry, I won't fix it. Sorry, I won't bring them back.
Both were sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. Investigators say Martin Guerrero fired 13 rounds into a crowd at this house on K-Bab Avenue near Owens and Mojave. This was July 13th, 2024. Both were 16 years old at the time. They killed 18-year-old Eric Roque and 20-year-old Efrain Guevara. Their family was in court Wednesday. They also previously spoke to me.
It was a drive-by. They were planning to take as many lives they could. And they took our sons.
We think as a family that whatever happened to him should have never happened. This kid should have been arrested a long time before this even happened.
Surveillance video captured the events from that deadly night. This is Sierra and Martin Guerrero walking to the house party with a group of friends, but they're denied entry. Prosecutors say the teens conspired to shoot the party host. Sierra gets in the driver's seat of a stolen car, and Martin Guerrero hops in the passenger seat. The car stops in the middle of the street, and then this video captures the shooting. The teens were then caught on video going into a gas station after the shooting, and then went to a hangout spot where they posted this Instagram video. Sierra is sitting on top of a car, throwing gang signs. The victims' families told me after court that the two teens don't have any genuine remorse for what they did. Reporting in downtown Las Vegas at the Regional Justice Center.
Damn. So listen, they shot up this whole party right here, and end up getting sentenced to life. And they basically said they ain't even got no remorse for doing this shit, bro.
Surveillance video captured the events from that deadly night. This is Sierra and Martin Guerrero walking to the house party with a group of friends, but they're denied entry. Prosecutors say the teens conspired to shoot the party host. Sierra gets in the driver's seat of a stolen car, and Martin Guerrero hops in the passenger seat. The car stops in the middle of the street, and then this video captures the shooting. The teens were then caught on video going into a gas station after the shooting, and then went to a hangout spot where they posted this Instagram video. Sierra is sitting on top of a car, throwing gang signs. The victims' families told me after court that the two teens don't have any genuine remorse for what they did. Reporting in downtown Las Vegas at the Regional Justice Center, Joshua Peguero, 8 News Now.
Yeah, man. So that story right there, they got life. They got life. You know what I'm saying? So they out of there, bro. Let me see. Here, I want to look at this story right here too. And then we're going to jump to the main event. You know what I'm saying? Family sues a San Bernardino County deputy over a shooting that happened. So y'all tell me, man. Y'all tell me. Is this a justified shooting or not? Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel.
An Apple Valley family is suing the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department after a call to 911 turns chaotic when a loved one was shot by a deputy.
But the Sheriff's Department is defending the deputy's actions, arguing some of the family's claims are inaccurate. KTLA Shelby Nelson is live from Riverside with the story. Shelby.
Hi, Sam and John. And this family says they have lost all trust in law enforcement, especially after calling 911 just to have one of their own family members shot several times. On the other hand, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says its deputies' actions align with department policy, especially because Elijah Brown, they say, was armed with a knife. It's February 24th, 2025. A deputy rings the doorbell to an Apple Valley home, walks back, then waits for more than a minute before trying again.
Sheriff's Department.
He goes behind a pillar, and seconds later, the door opens. 3 people rush out. As a 4th person exits, the deputy opens fire. We've paused.
Oh, shit.
He's shot. And
damn.
They almost took my son's life. And I thank God every day that my son's still here with me.
That 4th person was Elijah Brown, who was 18 years old at the time. His family and their attorney announcing that they're filing a lawsuit against the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, seeking $5 million in damages over what they believe was a case of excessive force and mistaken identity that led to Elijah being shot 3 times. That night, Elijah's mom, Tamara Brown, had called 911 because she thought someone was breaking into her house. Miss Brown continued to.
So hold up. So why bro let the first 3 motherfuckers go? That's the question. Why he let the first 3 motherfuckers go?
Because she thought someone was breaking into her house. Miss Brown continued to
Damn.
communicate with the 911 dispatcher, informing them we are inside the house. I see that the sheriff's deputies have arrived. The 911 dispatch advised her, it is safe to exit your home. That's when they say all of them rushed out. Authorities say Elijah was armed with a large knife as he ran out. Both deputies who responded wore body cameras that night as well, although that footage has not been released. It's a classic example of officers being impulsive, being reckless, racially profiling a young Black kid, and shooting first and thinking later.
Yeah, hold on. Let's freeze it right there, though. I want to freeze it right there real quick. Because as you can see, the officer actually does start to back up when this guy comes out. I mean, it doesn't look like he's armed. Yeah, he's just backing up and shooting at this point. So he let the first 3 people go, and then he busts on the 4th guy that comes out in a mistaken identity, type of situation, man. But how many of y'all think this is a justified shooting, man? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. But yeah, this is a wild story right here.
While a spokesperson with the Sheriff's Department says they're limited in what they can say because of pending litigation, they did respond saying that their specialized investigation division completed a thorough and comprehensive criminal investigation and that the deputies' actions were lawful and consistent with department policy and training. They said in part, the information outlined in the lawsuit and presented by the family and attorney is inaccurate, does not reflect the totality of the circumstances known to the deputy at the time of the incident, nor does it include all of the evidence.
Yeah, that's cop speak for we ain't taking responsibility for this shit. We'll see you in court. That's basically what the fuck that mean. So yeah, we'll have to see how this shit shakes out, man. But I think they're supposed to be going to court on this pretty soon. So yeah, we definitely gonna stay tapped in with this, man. What I'm looking like on time. Okay, bet. Look, all right, we finna jump to the main event, man. Fuck it. I'm tired of waiting. I'm actually I got one more. I got one more because this shit happened today. And I think it needs to be covered because it was an ICE involved shooting out here in California, man. But this was involving an alleged drug dealer. So this shit wild, man. Check this out. This shit is wild.
Dramatic new video of an ICE shooting today in California, east of the Bay Area. You see multiple SUVs and trucks pulled over, flashers on. At least 3 officers outside that black car, which suddenly backs up. Then the car turns and speeds forward. Officers, guns drawn, appearing to move out of the way. Zooming in, at least 1 officer appears to fire. The car speeds to the left over the median. The video, which has no sound, ends there and doesn't show what led up to the driver taking off. ICE saying in a statement, officers were conducting a targeted vehicle stop to arrest Carlos Ivan Mendoza Hernandez, an 18th Street gang member wanted in El Salvador for questioning in connection to a murder, and that he weaponized his vehicle in an attempt to run an officer over, adding our officers fired defensive shots. They say Hernandez was taken to a hospital, his condition tonight unknown. The FBI is now investigating. It comes as the city of Minneapolis releases this new video of another ICE shooting back in January, which contradicts the Trump administration's original account. DHS previously said an officer shot and wounded a Venezuelan man during an immigration enforcement operation after he and another man attacked the officer with a shovel and broom. But the new video shows one man appearing to drop a shovel as another runs toward a house empty-handed. A third person believed to be the officer tackles him. 2 unnamed ICE officers were suspended in February, with the agency saying in a scathing statement they appeared to have made untruthful statements, adding they could face potential criminal prosecution.
Okay, so we got ICE agents out here telling untruthful statements and fabricating what happened in shooting incidences. Now, the first one I think was pretty justified, but as what they're saying is the second incident that happened in Minnesota is the one that's questionable. Let me spin that back real quick.
His condition tonight unknown. The FBI is now investigating. It comes as the city of Minneapolis releases this new video of another ICE shooting back in January, which contradicts the Trump administration's original account. DHS previously said an officer shot and wounded a Venezuelan man during an immigration enforcement operation after he and another man attacked the officer with a shovel and broom. But the new video shows one man appearing to drop a shovel as another runs toward a house empty-handed. A third person, believed to be the officer, tackles him. 2 unnamed ICE officers were suspended in February, with the agency saying in a scathing statement they appeared to have made untruthful statements, adding they could face potential criminal prosecution. Maggie Vespa, NBC News.
Okay, so looks like ICE been out here telling some wild ass stories, man, that ain't true. And so I believe the first incident, like I said, looked like it was an alleged drug dealer trying to get away, MS 13, I think they said, or 18th Street. I'm sorry, 18th Street. And that one looked, like it was pretty lawful. But it's the second one from Minnesota that's very questionable. And it looks like ICE agents were not keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we definitely gonna stay tapped in with that because yeah, that's unbelievable right there. And the Trump administration's been speaking, glowingly about ICE, even though we've had 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 Americans shot, motherfucking all kind of Americans detained. Most of the people they actually deporting didn't have criminal records. So I mean, shit, it's a lot to dive into that, man. But I don't want to get too heavy into this politics, man, because I'm gonna jump to this next story real quick. And I think it's pretty wild, man. It's actually out of Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Jamaican artist by the name of Ja Mason. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Ja Mason or y'all dig any kind of reggae music. You know what I'm saying? But Ja Mason is a reggae artist out of Jamaica. He had a son who was on live doing a live battle. And y'all never gonna fucking believe what happened during this battle, man. So we're gonna take a look at this video real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all get a bar of what's going on here, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channels, man. I'm streaming on YouTube, Kick, Twitch right now. But I'm on Instagram, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Wherever the fuck you want me to be, man. I'll pull up, do my 1-2, talk a whole bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying? Piss a bunch of motherfuckers off. Guys, that's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm good at. But yeah, man. Let's check in with this Ja Mason story, man, because this shit right here is unbelievable, man. Ja Mason's son was in a freestyle battle on live, and shit went left real quick, man. Hit that like button.
They're gonna snipe them my side, please.
Yes, I. Boy, people, it's a new day. I'm going to tell us today. Some dark news. Jano people, Ja Mason's son, Baba Skeng. Jano, the worst video I see from the year start. This is one of the worst than even the Naya video. What was done to him? The man them execute the man on the live on them TikTok people, and it's crazy right now. And the footage is right there, so we have to go clip it at the end so you can see everything, but we can't show everything. But when you can still go look on it at Carib Loop, and it's crazy. I not encourage nobody to go even look on them thing about yo people, the craziest thing happened for a year as far as not TikTok incident and a TikToker. The people them blast the man for them live behind him, head back the man shot him, and then head back and then give him a couple more shot while them up on the ground, people. Why it's serious. Look on this thing at people. I'm looking at this. And listen, Jano, cool like ice.
Watch this video right here.
Empress, leave on the last piece. Bumbuckler, no sir, cool.
Yeah, so as he's on a live battle, man, watch this video right here. He's on a live battle with another YouTuber, and as they're in the middle of the battle, a gunman walks up behind him dressed in all black and lets off a whole bunch of motherfucking shots, man.
And it's crazy. I not encourage nobody to go even look on them thing about yo people, the craziest thing happened for a year as far as not TikTok incident and a TikToker. The people them blast the man for them live behind him, head back the man shot him, and then head back and then give him a couple more shot while them up on the ground, people. Why it's serious. Look on this thing at people. I'm looking at this. And listen, Jano, cool like ice. Empress, leave on the last piece.
Damn. Damn. Even bro on the other side had to duck off.
No tell no why father is a Jamaican artist. His father named Jamison. Him sing the song say, my princess gone. No, that song there, far, far away. I'm father that day, Jamison. Baba Skeng, I'm father that day. Him father an original Jamaican artist. So you go do no research. I him they analyze yesterday.
So they're gonna drop the slow motion right here. This is the slow motion. As you can see, when he stepped back, somebody stepped in the frame and raises the gun and lets it go.
They're gonna snipe them my side, please.
So our next TikToker, Baba Skeng, he got unalive
Wow.
while he was live on TikTok. He's a small TikToker. Him name one Baba Skeng on TikTok. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's the 4th TikToker to get unalive while live streaming. Jano. And that one here at my brawling. The shooter come in at the camera behind him. If you don't see the video yet, head on over to Google and search for the website caribloop.com. Go watch the video and come back. Right as the live game about to end and him a beg for a snipe, the shooter walk up behind him and shot him in him head. When him drop on the ground, the shooter stand up over him and shot him multiple times. And all of that happened on live, like literally brawling. I can't believe. Jano, when them a go learn? No know whether you do or when involved in a, but Jano.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so basically, man, Ja Mason's son, man, well-renowned reggae artist Ja Mason, his son, was unalived on a live stream battle, man.
The music
let's check this
industry
video
is
out.
reeling from the news of the execution-style killing of Jabari Baba Skeng Johnson, the son of renowned reggae star Ja Mason. Johnson was fatally shot during a live broadcast on TikTok in the vicinity of Queenie's Snack Shop on Red Hills Road, St. Andrew. The brutal murder, captured in real time, has sent shockwaves through both the entertainment world and Jamaica's online community. The incident occurred on April 28, 2025. A hooded and masked man, dressed in all black and later described as left-handed, approached Johnson from behind while he streamed on TikTok. Without warning, the gunman shot Johnson twice in the back of the head at close range. After Johnson collapsed to the ground, the assailant fired multiple additional rounds into his body before fleeing the scene. The victim, Jabari Babaskeng.
You've been in a car
Yeah,
accident? Sit down.
that's wild right there. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channels, man. YouTube, Twitch, Kick. That's what I'm streaming on right now. But we covering this John Mason's son story, man. His son was on a live stream battle with another TikToker, and in the middle of the battle, all hell breaks loose, man.
The head at close range. After Johnson collapsed to the ground, the assailant fired multiple additional rounds into his body before fleeing the scene. The victim, Jabari Babaskeng Johnson. Jabari Johnson, better known online as Babaskeng, had begun to carve out a digital space for himself among Jamaica's Gen Z audience. His TikTok streams at 1B, ABASKENNG, known for their humor, authenticity, and occasional nods to his father's Rastafarian culture, had garnered a growing following. Despite his emerging presence on social media, Johnson maintained a relatively low profile outside of these platforms, rarely engaging in controversy or public disputes. What made his death all the more shocking was its calculated nature and public setting. Dozens of onlookers were reportedly present in the area near Queenie's Snack Shop, but the killing was executed with such precision and speed that the attacker escaped into the urban sprawl without immediate pursuit. A father's silent grief. Jar Mason, born Andre Corey Johnson, confirmed that his son had been killed. He could barely speak when contacted, saying only, me still try process it. A veteran of the Roots Reggae movement and a respected voice in the Bobo Ashanti order, Jar Mason is known for spiritually charged music that denounces violence and Babylonian systems. Now, he finds himself on the receiving end of the very injustice he has spent a career confronting through music.
Yeah, so this John Mason right here, world-renowned reggae artist, man. His son was unalived on a live stream battle with another TikToker in brutal fashion, man.
As he grieves with his family, the reggae community is united in mourning, not only for a young life lost, but also for what this killing represents in a country grappling with youth violence and digital era notoriety. A broader pattern, TikTok murders in Jamaica. Johnson's killing is not an isolated tragedy. It marks the fourth high-profile murder of a TikTok personality in less than 8 months, highlighting an alarming trend that has become difficult to ignore. On December 20th, 2024, Marlon 41 Bushead Samuels was shot and killed in Montego Bay. Known for his street-smart comedy sketches and bold online persona, Samuels had also gained traction on TikTok. On December 7th, 2024, Xavier Niagang Foga, age 23, was ambushed and murdered on Panton Lane in St. Catherine. He too was a well-known social media figure, with content blending humor and commentary on urban life. Earlier in September 2024, Keanu Popsy Watson, also 23, was murdered by unknown gunmen. Watson's content often included music, dance, and inspirational skits aimed at motivating young Jamaicans. Each of these young men had amassed thousands of followers. Each was killed in their prime. And each murder remains unresolved. Is online fame a new risk factor in Jamaica? The murders raise urgent questions. Is social media notoriety, once seen as a path to opportunity and entrepreneurship, now putting Jamaica's youth in harm's way? Are the growing digital footprints of influencers making them more vulnerable to real-world retribution, jealousy, or gang-related conflicts? Jamaica's entertainment culture has always been vibrant, from dancehall clashes to lyrical rivalries. But with the rise of platforms like TikTok, fame is now faster and far more accessible. Young men from modest backgrounds can gain large followings in weeks. Yet, with visibility comes exposure, not only to fans, but also to enemies.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. So I think one of the things that Jamaica's you know what I'm saying, their youth is struggling with right now is they into the, you know what I'm saying, social media just like we is. But they said I think it was what, 4 killings in 8 months on TikTok alone in Jamaica, which is wild. You know what I'm saying? That's wild.
Investigators have yet to officially link these murders, but the similarities in target profiles and execution styles suggest more than coincidence. Police response and community fear. The St. Andrew North Police have since launched a probe into Johnson's murder, reviewing footage from the live stream and collecting witness statements. As of now, no arrests have been made. Law enforcement officials had expressed concern over the growing list of murdered social media personalities, but faced the difficult task of investigating crimes committed in fast-moving public spaces, often with few cooperative witnesses. A lack of community trust in police, coupled with the fear of reprisal, continues to stifle investigations. Residents in Red Hills Road describe a mixture of trauma and resignation. One local shop owner, who asked to remain anonymous, told reporters, "People dead out yard every week, but this one different. Him knew trouble people. Him just a vibe online." There is also
Yeah, so there's a lot of people in Jamaica, man, that's real upset about this happening, man.
The industry is reeling from the news of the execution-style killing of Jabari Baba Skeng Johnson, the son of renowned reggae star Jah Mason. Johnson was...
Yeah, so on this live stream, as you can see, again, he battling with another YouTuber, or I'm sorry, another TikToker. And in the middle of this battle, somebody comes and you know what I'm saying, lays him down.
Snack shop on Red Hills Road, St. Andrew. The brutal murder, captured in real time, has sent shockwaves through both the entertainment world and Jamaica's online community.
Yeah, man. So what y'all think about that, man? That's a wild story right there. That's a wild story right there. Yeah. When I first saw that, I was like, whoa, I cannot believe that actually happened on TikTok, right? But then as I dug deeper into it, and it was basically saying it was 4 TikTokers unalived in 8 months in Jamaica, like that's definitely something that you know, you don't want to become a trend, man. So yeah, I just wanted to show that story, man, because rest in peace to him as well. Jah Mason is definitely a world-renowned reggae artist. So, you know, we're gonna go a little bit more international today with this shit, man, because I seen this story and I wanted to cover it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that shit is wild though. Like that shit is wild. When I saw that, I was like, that shit kind of unbelievable right there. But shit, we ain't done, man. We ain't done. I got another unbelievable story for y'all right here, man. We're gonna spin over here. We're gonna spin over here to the stateside, man, because there's been some wild shit going on. Actually, we're not even stateside. We're gonna hit the island, really. There's been some wild shit going on in Hawaii, man. I don't know if y'all tapped in with what the fuck been going on in Hawaii, man. But I'm gonna put y'all up on game, right? There is some crazy, mysterious shit going on the island of Hawaii, man. So you know what? I'm gonna just let y'all check this shit out for yourself, man. I ain't gonna even lead up to this shit. I'm gonna let y'all check it out.
The big island of Hawaii is known for its untamed beauty. The island people go to for adventure and serenity, to be one with nature. But is there more happening on the island than peace and quiet? We found that over the past 2 years, at least 39 people have disappeared from the island, gone without a trace. Fear is growing in the community and pressure is mounting on police. I'm Kristen Thorne, and this is In Touch Investigates. What is going on the big island of Hawaii? We reviewed public police reports and records for the local police department and found that over the last 2 years, about one person has disappeared every month. In total, 39 people. The vast majority of them are men. According to the Hawaii Police Department, they have only 22 active and open missing persons cases from the last 2 years.
Right. So they saying 39 men have went missing, but they only got a record of 22 cases. So pay attention to that number because that number is going to change.
Say once leads have run out in a missing persons case, they no longer classify that case as active. Police aren't 100% sure what happened to any of these missing people. Where are they? What happened to them? What are the police's theories? I spoke with the families of 3 missing people. We'll start with Kelly Gravitt. The 34-year-old combat veteran and Purple Heart recipient disappeared in 2023 on the Big Island.
Kelly is my son. He joined the Army at 20 years old, and he was blown up in Afghanistan in 2010. After that, his mom, my wife, passed away. But Kelly and I thought, we'd move to Hawaii to kind of heal. So he went over there first, and he moved over there kind of feeling it out. And well, my birthday was May 19th, right? And we didn't get a call from him, and I kept texting him, and not getting any information, call from him. Right after that happened, I flew out to the Big Island. We made flyers, and we went and interviewed hundreds of people. We went to Sunday Fun Day, we went to open mic night, we went to the drum circle. I knew all the places he hung out. I went to his camp. I, filed a missing persons report. I went and talked to detectives.
Then there's Tyler Rakowski Eckel. He's 26 years old. His mother, Heather Eckel, hasn't heard from him in a year.
August 10th was his last sighting. He was down on the Red Road, across from the Kalani retreat. I hadn't heard from him for a few days, so I thought something wasn't right.
What the fuck is going on in Hawaii, man? Why is all these motherfuckers coming up missing in Hawaii and don't nobody got no answers? That's the question, man.
And then I get a call from the sheriff's office. They had found his belongings, his phone, his wallet, a bag of his things. At that point, they asked me if I wanted to do a missing persons report. So they let me do it over the phone. We were trying to get video cameras. People had searched along the coast where he was, or where his belongings were found. A couple days later, I found out that someone found his dog, Ohia, and he never went anywhere without his dog and his phone. And then at that point, it just kind of went like there was nothing there. He was just gone.
Yeah, so we got up to 39 people right now that's been missing on the island of Hawaii in the last 2 years, right? So think about that number that she just told you. And then let's listen to this right here.
For the last 6 or 7 months, I investigated all the missing people from the Big Island of Hawaii. That's an island located on the southern part of the island chain near Maui. I found, and I did all this research myself, nearly 100 people have disappeared from the Big Island over the last 5 years.
Okay, so she said 39 people in 2 years and 100 people in 5 years have disappeared on the island of Hawaii, man. What the fuck is going on in Hawaii, man?
When I looked at the numbers, I saw a few things that were really interesting to me. Number one, the average age of a missing person from the Big Island of Hawaii is 44. That's really strange. Most missing people are in their 20s or 30s. You know, they're usually at times in their lives where they're, you know, getting involved in things or risky behaviors, but 44 as an average age is very old. Another thing that's interesting, the vast majority, 51%, are white men. Again, that is not something we typically see.
Okay, so a bunch of old white men are disappearing in Hawaii. This shit ain't no motherfucking joke, man. It's been over 100 motherfuckers disappear in the last 5 years in Hawaii, and don't nobody know what the fuck going on.
See in the missing world, so I'm definitely intrigued by that. Also related to the age thing, more than 13 people were 65 and over. So retirees, like people who go to the Big Island to, you know, kind of ride out the sunset, hang out with their grandchildren, are just disappearing. Another thing I found interesting, there are 3 main areas of the island that people are disappearing from: Pahoa, Kailua, Kona, and Hilo, which also happen to be the areas of the island with the most amount of crime. I do not think that's coincidental. I'm also interested in the fact that many of these missing cases appear to also involve a stolen vehicle, meaning not only is the person disappearing, but their vehicle is as well, and then the car is later found, either in possession of somebody else or abandoned. So I have a lot of theories about what's going on here, but ultimately I would love for you to check out my investigation. I want to get answers for these families. When you do the math, nearly 100 people missing, that's 100 families. We are talking hundreds of people that are feeling the pain of these missing people from the Big Island of Hawaii. Unfortunately, the police department there didn't want to cooperate or didn't want to talk to me.
So wait a minute. 100 people have gone missing in Hawaii, and the police don't want to talk about what's going on, man. What y'all think going on, man? Let me know in the comments. What the fuck going on in Hawaii, bro? Like, motherfuckers is going out there disappearing and never coming back. I mean, that's if it was like 4 or 5 people, I would be like, you know what? I mean, shit, that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You get enough bread, you take your ass to Hawaii and you disappear. But 100 people in the last 5 years, that's a little different, man. I'm looking at that a little bit differently, man.
Really unfortunate, because I'm just trying to figure out, what do they have? What did they do? What's going on? It's really a disturbing situation. Please check out.
Yeah, let me check this other video out real quick, man. Because when I first saw this, I was like, what the hell is going on, man?
I didn't understand how dangerous that place could be.
Every time anybody does us wrong, something horrible happens to them.
Now I do.
There's a lot of people going missing. It's a little scary.
It's almost like the Bermuda Triangle.
There's something going on the Big Island. There are too many people that just disappear into thin air.
3 days before her disappearance, they mobbed her, tried to strangle Shanice.
His sleeping bag was missing, almost like he was taken in the middle of the night.
This is crazy. People are just vanishing off the face of the earth.
As somebody who lives on this island, you believe that there is bad stuff happening to people.
It's not a belief, it's actually happening. The island either accepts you or it eats you alive. Sometimes the island takes something as a sacrifice.
Yo, how many of y'all believe that the island of Hawaii is sacrificing motherfuckers, man? 100 people have gone missing in Hawaii in the last 5 years. How do you, and the police don't got no answers. They ain't even talking to nobody about this.
Just gone.
This is Law and Crime Investigates. It would seem impossible for an island, a body of land, to summon people. But somehow the island of Hawaii does.
Yeah, most definitely, because Hawaii is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I dream about Hawaii. I done been to Hawaii a couple times, man. It's amazing. Like, you can't get that shit out of your head once you touch down over there on that soil. But to have 100 people go missing in 5 years, that to me is a little bit alarming. You know what I'm saying? I don't think motherfuckers is just going out there riding off into the sunset when some shit like that happen. Like I said, if you tell me it's 5-10 people, you know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. I'm gonna disappear to Hawaii one day. You know what I'm saying? Once this whole YouTube shit is over, I'm going to Hawaii and I'm disappearing. I'm probably my picture gonna be up here like one of the motherfuckers y'all just seen. But 100 people in 5 years, I don't know. I don't know about that, man. That shit kind of weird to me, man. So yeah, that's that, man. If you go to Hawaii, be careful, man. I mean, that's all I can tell you, bro. Yeah. 100 people have gone missing in 5 years. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channels, man. I'm streaming on YouTube, Kick, Twitch right now. I appreciate all y'all for tapping in with your boy. Let's get to this main event, man, because this is a story that I've been wanting to cover, and it's an old Hollywood story. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it's a story that you've never heard before, because I ain't never heard this shit before. And when I heard it, I was blown the fuck away. So if you hear this story and it doesn't blow your mind, then shit, you a cold motherfucker. That's all I get. You a cold motherfucker, bro. Because this shit right here, wow, man. So let me set this up real quick. Which one of these videos do I want to show? Here, let's look at this one right here. Let's look at this one right here. Because this is a story I've been wanting to tell for a few days now. And now I'm a motherfucking tell it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, man. I'm gonna run this real quick. So this is the story. So I know you guys have probably seen the movie Final Destination. This is a real life Final Destination. And it's about a guy by the name of James Dean. James Dean is a name you've probably heard before, but you probably don't know much about. So James Dean was an old Hollywood actor back in the times of, you know, Liz Taylor and you know, Paul Newman and, you know, legendary names like that. James Dean was one of probably the first rebellious character that Hollywood ever promoted. Because up until the time of James Dean, a lot of the characters in Hollywood were just, you know, doing what the fuck they were told, for lack of a better term. And so James Dean didn't have that type of character, right? And actually, some of you may have heard of James Dean because in modern times, there's an artist that has been compared to James Dean as far as like their work, you know what I mean? Their work ethic. And that's Tupac. That's Tupac Shakur. You'll hear a lot of people say Tupac Shakur is the James Dean of our era. And when you look at the stories, there are some similarities. You know what I mean? Not complete, because James Dean was on some other shit when it comes to, you know, he was molested by his preacher or something like that. So he had a whole dark part of his story that haunted him even up until the days that he passed. But the story doesn't end with his passing. The story actually just begins at that point. So I want to take a look at the story of James Dean and the Final Destination events that occurred surrounding the death of James Dean. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a story, man, that you never heard before, and you probably ain't going to even fucking believe, because I ain't even believe it. But we finna get right to it, man. So let me set this up like this, right? Here, I'm going to play this real quick. So this is a reenactment of the crash. I guess I'll say crash. The crash that ended up taking James Dean out the game. You know what I'm saying? This is a reenactment of that right here, man. So this is how we gonna run it. You know what I'm saying? This is how we gonna set it up.
My mechanic, Rolf Weatherick, and I decided to drive my car to a race in Salinas.
It was a beautiful, clear day. The road seemed almost deserted.
Got it. See that piece on you in the LA Times?
Know why I get hammered?
Opposite. They said you're gonna get bigger than Brandon and Cliff together.
So this is James Dean driving, and on the left, this is his Porsche mechanic. It's a brand new Porsche he bought.
What's it for? He's turning left.
He's got a shit.
I love Jimmy.
Okay, so that's basically how it played out, right? So now that you've seen that, I want to take a look at this real quick. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channels. Streaming on Kick, YouTube, Twitch right now.
When you think of the paranormal realm, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it a haunted place, a person who's being tormented by unseen forces, or an object like a doll that has seemingly taken on a life of its own? Or perhaps a little of all three and more. But have you considered that a vehicle could be haunted? Considering if objects could be haunted, it seems possible to me that this story may just convince you that something inhabits this vehicle in particular, something malevolent. This strange tale over the decades has seemed to take on a life of its own, and not only has it been requested, but deserves its very own rendition here on Mystery Archives. This is the haunting story of James Dean's cursed car, and whether or not it continues to plague the lives of those who possess its parts. I am always telling you guys to please stay safe out there, and there is no better way to stay safe while on the internet. And with over the height of his fame expires.
Let's get past all
James
that.
Dean, both in the 50s at the height of his fame and even today, is widely considered a Hollywood icon. Born James Byron Dean in 1931, he was born into a humble background in Marion, Indiana, the only child of Mildred Wilson and Winton Dean. Growing up, he excelled in school both academically and athletically, playing varsity baseball and basketball, as well as becoming an avid student of drama. His efforts would eventually land him at UCLA in 1949 after his high school graduation, where he began to truly pursue his passion for acting. He had first started out as a pre-law major, but would soon switch his major to drama. His first role in college that truly made him consider becoming an actor was when he was selected out of a group of 350 other actors to portray Malcolm in the play Macbeth. Shortly after this, he also began acting in James Whitmore's workshop. Although he loved acting, his father didn't, and his choice of major would soon alienate the two from each other. But refusing to give up on his dreams, James would drop out of UCLA in January of 1951 to pursue a full-time career as an actor. It was during this time that he began to pay his dues, so to speak. First starring in a Pepsi commercial, then landing a series of walk-on roles in various movies, such as Fixed Bayonets, Sailor Beware, and Has Anybody Seen My Gal? While struggling to pay the bills whilst chasing his dreams, James also worked as a parking lot attendant at CBS Studios, where he would eventually meet Rogers Brackett, a radio director and agent who offered him professional advice and guidance to assist him in furthering his career. Brackett would open a major door for James, a starring role in the Broadway play, See the Jaguar, which would indeed continue to open many other opportunities for the aspiring actor. Moving from walk-on roles in movies to several television appearances, and soon a major role in a major film, he would finally receive his big break in 1953, where he starred in the movie East of Eden. It was here that his complexity as an actor and improv skills were finally able to shine. Almost immediately after East of Eden premiered, Dean would quickly pick up another and an even bigger role in Rebel Without a Cause, as well as another film called Giant following soon after.
Do you know what a hostile workplace looks like? It can be verbal threats and intimidation.
Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channels, man. YouTube, Twitch, Kick. That's where I'm streaming at right now, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy.
What seemed to make Dean a cultural icon, becoming not only an admired actor to many, but a heartthrob as well to thousands. In 1954, shortly after East of Eden had concluded being filmed, James began to take an interest in auto racing. He purchased several vehicles for the hobby, including a Triumph Tiger T110 and a Porsche 356. James competed in his first professional event at Palm Springs Road Races, held in Palm Springs, California, where he achieved first place in the novice class.
Huggy Holiday, shout out. I appreciate you for rocking with your boy, man. Check this story out. It's going to blow your mind.
Later, where he would take first in his class and third overall, really taking to the motorsport. He hoped to compete in the Indianapolis 500, but his busy filming schedule unfortunately made this impossible. His final race would occur in Santa Barbara on May 30th, 1955. During this race, he was unfortunately unable to finish due to a blown piston. His racing career was then placed on hold by Warner Brothers, the studio in charge of the film Giant, until filming was finished. Dean would finish his scenes, and while Giant was in post-production, with the ban lifted, he decided that he would race again. However, this time, he wanted something stronger and faster. On September 23rd, 1955, James purchased a new 1955 Porsche 550 Spider.
Okay, so this is the car that James Dean purchased, man. James Dean, legendary actor, was into racing heavy as he got more into acting. And this is the car that changed James Dean's life. Hit that like button.
And brought it to the legendary flim flammer, George Barris, to have it personalized before his next race. During the customization process, he chose tartan seats, the number 130 emblazoned upon the hood, and the name Little Bastard painted on the back, just underneath the Porsche emblem on the engine cover. Almost as soon as his car was done being customized, and James began to drive it around, there was a series of omens that should have alerted him that something wasn't quite normal with Little Bastard. Later that day, on September 23rd, James was driving his new car around Los Angeles, where he met up with British actor Alec Guinness to show him his new toy. Almost immediately, Alec became very wary of the car. In his personal diary, he said this in regards to seeing it for the first time. And this is also a summary of what he told James himself in person that day. The sports car looked sinister to me, exhausted, hungry, feeling a little ill-tempered in spite of Dean's kindness. I heard myself saying in a voice that I could hardly recognize as my own, "Please never get in it. If you get in that car, you'll be found dead in it by this time next week."
Yeah, so this British actor tells James Dean a week before his death that if you get in that car by this time next week, your ass is dead. And it's funny how fate works out sometimes.
Get in that car, you'll be found dead in it by this time next week. After being told that his car seemed sinister and that he would be found dead in it by this time next week, all James did was laugh. Exactly 1 week later, on September the 30th, James Dean and Rolf Wuterreich a former Luftwaffe pilot and factory-trained Porsche mechanic, were at Competition Motors in Hollywood, preparing Little Bastard for racing that week at the Salinas Road Races in Salinas, California. The intent was for Dean to transport the car via a trailer to Salinas, behind his 1955 Ford Country Squire, with his photographer, Bill Hickman. But before it could be raced, the car needed some break-in miles on it to make sure everything was in working order. Rolfe suggested driving the car to Salinas to break in the engine and familiarize himself with his new vehicle. He would also ride with him. After having a cup of coffee across the street from Competition Motors at 1:15 p.m., the group departed for Salinas. At 3:30 p.m., Patrolman O.V. Hunter said he stopped and wrote Dean a ticket just south of Bakersfield, California, for driving 65 miles per hour in a 55. Hickman, who was towing the trailer, would receive a ticket for 20 miles over the speed limit because he was towing a trailer in which the maximum speed allowed would have only been 45 miles per hour. The crew would then stop at Blackwell's Corner on Route 466 for drinks. Here they also met up with Lance Ravendlow and Bruce Kessler, two other racers who would also be competing in the Salinas Road Races. Once they had departed at about 5:15 p.m., Dean and Hickman drove west towards Paso Robles. A half an hour later, a black and white 1950 Ford Tudor coupe was headed east on 466. The vehicle was being driven by a 23-year-old California Polytechnical student, a man with the strange name of Donald Turnipseed. Donald made a left on Route 41, and as he crossed the center line, Dean, who was traveling around 85 miles per hour, tried to avoid him. However, despite his best efforts, the two vehicles collided head-on. The Ford coupe, upon the collision, slid 39 feet down Route 466 in the westbound lane. Dean bore the brunt of the collision, but stayed within the car. Vuterreich, however, was thrown from the Spider and was laying on the shoulder multiple feet away from the scene. Upon the arrival of emergency personnel, with Little Bastard completely totaled, they would have to pry James from the mangled vehicle using a crowbar. An unconscious and dying James Dean was then placed into the ambulance, along with a heavily injured Rolfe. The closest hospital was 30 miles away, and as the ambulance rushed towards Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital, they too, as if they had been stricken with the worst luck imaginable.
Imagine if you could turn any idea in your mind into
Yeah,
a
so
perfect real
let's kind of
photo.
recap where we at real quick. So James Dean, famous actor from old Hollywood times, buys a Porsche 550. He into racing, ends up getting into a crash. They have to crowbar him out. He's got a broken neck, broken arms, broken legs. And the passenger, the Porsche mechanic, was thrown, I believe, I think they said, I don't know how many feet, but he survived. And a week prior to that, a British actor tells James Dean, do not get in that car. If you get in that car, you will be dead within a week. 1 week later, James Dean is dead in this crash that y'all looking at right here. But this is just where the story begins. Because this car has a story to tell of its own, man.
Upon the arrival of emergency personnel, with Little Bastard completely totaled, they would have to pry James from the mangled vehicle using a crowbar. An unconscious and dying James Dean was then placed into the ambulance, along with a heavily injured Rolfe. The closest hospital was 30 miles away, and as the ambulance rushed towards Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital, they too, as if they had been stricken with the worst luck imaginable, would also be involved in a car accident. Despite the horrible circumstances surrounding the initial accident, the ambulance did eventually make its way to the hospital roughly 45 minutes later.
Okay, so the ambulance that's carrying James Dean from the accident, the fatal accident that he had, en route to the hospital, gets into an accident and makes it to the hospital 45 minutes later. So I want y'all to keep all this
would take months
in the front of your mind.
Rolf would live. But despite the emergency crew's best efforts, Dean, however, would be pronounced dead on arrival at 6:20 p.m. His final cause of death upon autopsy would be determined to be a broken neck and internal hemorrhaging as a result of the crash. He also had sustained multiple broken bones, including his legs, arms, and jaw, as well as multiple severe external lacerations. Donald Turnipseed, however, despite his vehicle also being totaled, walked away with barely a scratch.
Okay, so that was the driver of the other car right here, Donald Turnipseed. He's the driver of the other car that James Dean got into an accident with. He too survived. So the passenger survived and the driver of the other car survived. James Dean did not survive.
His vehicle also being totaled, walked away with barely a scratch. After his death, James Dean would be nominated for 2 Academy Awards in 1956 and 1957 for his roles in East of Eden and Giant. He would also become the first actor to posthumously win an Academy Award for one in 1956. Seemingly being cut down in his prime at the young age of 24, Dean's death was an unprecedented tragedy. But the story of Little Bastard, despite being crumpled in the crash, would be far from over.
Yeah, so James Dean actually ends up winning 2 Academy Awards for the 2 movies that he did. He did a total of 3 movies before he died. He did 1 movie, and then he was doing the second one. Actually, I guess he did all 3 movies, but in the shooting of the 3rd movie, he actually got into the crash, and those other movies hadn't been released yet. So he won 2 Academy Awards posthumously, which means after his death. But this is just where the story begins right here. I promise you of that. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channels.
A man by the name of George Barris purchased the wrecked Porsche remnants for $2,500 later that year, likely with the intent to host some sort of an exhibit with it and to sell tickets. But after he purchased it, while transporting the remains, upon arriving at his shop, the car slipped off the trailer and broke the leg of his mechanic. Once it was secured in one of the shop's garages, in approximately 1 month's time, while Barris was arranging for the first exhibit to open, the garage housing the car mysteriously caught fire and burned to the ground. Even more mysterious, upon surveying the damage, the Porsche had sustained no damage.
Hold on, let me spin that back for y'all, because I really want y'all to understand what's going on here. James Dean dies in this car crash right here. The car is transported to a museum. The museum slips off and takes somebody out. It's all kind of strange shit going on right now.
Far from over. A man by the name of George Barris purchased the wrecked Porsche remnants for $2,500 later that year, likely with the intent to host some sort of an exhibit with it and to sell tickets. But after he purchased it, while transporting the remains, upon arriving at his shop, the car slipped off the trailer and broke the leg of his mechanic. Once it was secured in one of the shop's garages, in approximately 1 month's time, while Barris was arranging for the first exhibit to open, the garage housing the car mysteriously caught fire and burned to the ground. Even more mysterious, upon surveying the damage, the Porsche had sustained no damage from the fire itself.
Okay, so the garage housing the Porsche catches on fire. Burns all the shit to the ground. But the Porsche don't got a scratch on it. Yeah.
Had sustained no damage from the fire itself. Barris would eventually arrange for a second exhibit, which was held at a local high school in conjunction with the California Highway Patrol. But this showing, too, was unexpectedly cut short. When the car was surrounded by onlookers and students, it suddenly fell off of its display and broke a young student's hip. Getting an eerie sense that something was off with this car, Barris then began to sell its parts. He would sell the engine to a man named Troy McHenry and the drivetrain to William Eskrid. The two used parts to build cars of their own and had even once raced one another, and both would experience horrendous accidents. During a street race, Troy would lose control of his vehicle, veer off the street, and slam directly into a tree. The impact would kill him instantly. And shortly after Troy's tragedy, William, who was casually driving his vehicle containing the drivetrain of Little Bastard, suddenly had his wheels lock up for no reason. And upon turning while experiencing this, the car began to roll, leaving him critically injured in the crash. He, however, despite his injuries, would live.
Okay, so we have several incidences going on around James Dean's Porsche 550 Spider. We have James Dean's initial accident. We have the paramedics getting into an accident while transporting James Dean. We have the car being at an exhibit, falling off and taking somebody out the game. We have the car causing a fire breaking out in the warehouse that the car was in. The whole warehouse burns down, but the car remains intact. They take it to another museum. Car slides off, breaks somebody's hip. They strip that motherfucker, sell the parts. Both the guys they sold the parts to get into car accidents. One was fatal and one was critical. You can't make this shit up right here, man. Hit that like button and subscribe to this motherfucking channel, man.
And shortly after Troy's tragedy, William, who was casually driving his vehicle containing the drivetrain of Little Bastard, suddenly had his wheels lock up for no reason. And upon turning while experiencing this, the car began to roll, leaving him critically injured in the crash. He, however, despite his injuries, would live. While parting out what was left of the car, Barris would also sell two of the Porsche's tires, which had been untouched since the accident that claimed Dean's life. After selling the tires, he also installed them on the customer's vehicle at his shop. However, upon driving home, both of them, not one or the other, but both, simultaneously exploded, causing the driver to lose control and drive off the road. They would, fortunately, regain control of their vehicle, and despite being shaken up, were unharmed. George Barris, after selling what parts he could,
they stripped the tires off that motherfucker and sold it to somebody else. Tires explode, cause an accident. Luckily, they survived that motherfucker, man. Are y'all feeling what the fuck going on here with this Porsche 550 Spider that took James Dean's life? It's a lot of eerie shit going on, man. It's a lot of spooky ass shit going on surrounding this Porsche 550.
They would, fortunately, regain control of their vehicle, and despite being shaken up, were unharmed. George Barris, after selling what parts he could, would continue trying to arrange exhibits for the remnants of the car to be shown. The third and final exhibit that was set to happen was going to be held by the Los Angeles chapter of the National Safety Council as a traveling display. However, the truck driver who was hired to transport Little Bastard to the exhibit on a flatbed truck, a man named George Bargas, would be involved in an accident while heading there. He would be ejected from his vehicle and would land to the side of the flatbed. And whether it was a failure of securing the remnants or something more sinister, he would be crushed and killed when the Porsche rolled off the flatbed and onto him. There would be other mishaps, as the twisted Porsche would be loaned out to various exhibits across the country in the years to come. But when it was on loan to a safety exhibit in Miami, Florida in 1960, following the conclusion of the exhibit, as it was being hauled back to Los Angeles, the truck that was carrying what was left of the vehicle would once again be involved in a fatal crash, killing the driver. What remained of the Porsche, known as Little Bastard, vanished from the scene that day, and to this day, all these years later, it has never been seen again, nor has any of its parts, despite collectors and enthusiasts alike willing to put up big money for even a genuine scrap of its remains. But before we speculate on what could have happened to it, I would first like to give my take on the bizarre activity that surrounds this now infamous legend. To me, if there was ever something that could be considered cursed, this once prized Porsche of James Dean very much fits the bill, given all that we've learned. But just why would it have been cursed? And how? These are questions that I've pondered while researching this topic. There, of course, doesn't seem to be a proper answer, or even a real speculated one that would genuinely make sense that I could find. There doesn't seem to be any crazy occult ties to anyone he was involved with. But one theory that I did come across could possibly explain why. But of course, this is just a theory. I don't want people getting mad at me. James Dean, besides being an acclaimed actor by the young age of 24, was most definitely a heartthrob with the ladies. It's been rumored that among his various affairs with rich and powerful women, he also had multiple escapades per week. The theory I came across was this: could it have been possible that some star-crossed lover or fling of Dean's could have placed a curse on him? Curses, of course, like anything paranormal in nature, are subject to a sense of belief in these kinds of things, or so most think. Perhaps Dean broke the heart of the wrong person. With Dean hitting the big time and also taking up car racing in between films or the filming of those films, perhaps one of his girlfriends, rather jealous or heartbroken, or both, placed a curse of sorts on him.
So they trying to say one of his jealous girlfriends put a writ on his ass, buried his motherfucking drawers in the backyard so he couldn't go nowhere. Y'all let me know where that's from. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, if y'all really know. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, man.
Something to do with his newfound love for motorsports. How this would have exactly imprinted specifically upon the newly purchased Porsche of 1955 goes far beyond my expertise, but it is the only explanation I could find that would remotely make sense, aside from a horrible string of unfortunate coincidences. And strangely enough, the man who hit Dean, having the name of Donald Turnipseed. Turnipseed, in my opinion, is all too close to turnip speed. It's kind of weird, don't you think? With all of the darkness surrounding this car, Rolf had a very tragic ending as well. Upon his post-wreck recovery, he began to receive horrible letters from James Dean's fans, blaming him for the actor's death. This eventually led to a terrible drinking problem, as he felt responsible for what had happened. He would eventually move back to Germany, where he experienced many lows, including multiple divorces, and his final marriage, however, seemed to be at the lowest point in his life. Having been depressed for years, coupled with other psychological problems stemming from the guilt of the accident, with too much alcohol in his system, in 1969, Rolf attempted to end his fourth wife. He stabbed her 14 times with a kitchen knife while she slept. Afterwards, he attempted to take his own, but failed. He was, however, arrested and would spend a lengthy term in a mental institution instead of prison. This would also be his last and final divorce.
So that was the passenger in James Dean's car right there that they were just speaking on. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this story, man. This is some wild Final Destination type shit, man. Hit that like button.
However, arrested and and would spend a lengthy term in a mental institution instead of prison. This would also be his last and final divorce. He would for a short time bounce back as both a Porsche mechanic and would also be a racer himself once again. But again as well, he succumbed to psychological issues, falling back on hard times. In July of 1981, he signed a contract for 20,000 Deutschmarks for a feature in a TV show discussing the accident and the death of James Dean. As he contemplated what he was going to discuss, he would become heavily intoxicated, and later that night, he would crash his Honda Civic into the wall of a residence in
Wow.
Kupferzell. Ironically, like James, he too had to be cut from the wreck and would be pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital.
So the passenger in James Dean's car ends up getting into a wreck. Ironically, after taking 20,000 German dollars to discuss what happened in the wreck with James Dean. You can't make this shit up right here, man. This is a Hollywood tale for that ass, man. Hit that like button.
At night, he would crash his Honda Civic into the wall of a residence in Kupferzell. Ironically, like James, he too had to be cut from the wreck and would be pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. Now, where exactly could the remains of the Porsche have gone? The most likely explanation, in my opinion, had to have been bystanders who witnessed the crash. And my guess is that perhaps they didn't know exactly what they had, but rather saw dollar signs. This could perhaps explain why it didn't show back up. Perhaps people who owned the parts and or the vehicles with the parts didn't know what they indeed possessed. But what also makes this strange is that they've never shown back up at all. There is one transaxle that was rumored to be from James Dean's car that was found in a wooden box in rural Massachusetts. But from what I could find, it has yet to be confirmed as genuine. It was either that people didn't know what they had, or something terrible happened to them as well. And what remains they did possess, or parts that they had put in their cars, could have ended up scrapped somewhere, never to be seen again. Although I don't want to persuade you one way or another, with all the strange, dark, and terrible events that surround the Porsche 550 Spider, known as James Dean's little bastard, one certainly has to consider that there is something otherworldly or cursed surrounding this case. But is it a curse? Is it something evil? Or is it just a horrible string of coincidences? Let me know down in the comments.
Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences, man.
Either way, this is one car I have absolutely no desire to see, let alone ride in one that contains any pieces.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. I got another video I want to show y'all about this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this story, man. This shit is wild. So this is James Dean before the accident. So he did a commercial about a couple of weeks before his accident. And in this commercial, they ask him about his racing, and he's telling people to slow down. It's basically a commercial telling people to slow down on the road. And James Dean does this commercial a couple of weeks before the accident. And I want y'all to take a look at this commercial. Because like I said, when I show y'all content, I want y'all to hear from the real people if it's at all possible. So y'all check James Dean out real quick, man. Hit that like button.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Gig. We asked Jimmy over today because he's a racing man himself. A real one, not a crazy one. Incidentally, I think I should explain that Jimmy just stepped over from the set of Giant. And need I add, he plays a Texan. Speaking of racing, have you ever been in a drag race? Are you kidding me? I just thought I'd ask. No, Jim races in the tradition, you might say. Real racing cars, real tracks. How fast will your car go?
Oh, an honest miles an hour. Clocked. It run about 106, 7.
You've won a few races, haven't you?
Oh, one or two.
Where?
Well, I showed pretty good at Palm Springs. I ran a Bakersfield.
Jimmy, we probably have a great many young people watching our show tonight, and for their benefit, I'd like your opinion about fast driving on the highway. Do you think it's a good idea?
A good point. I used to fly around quite a bit. You know, I took a lot of unnecessary chances on the highways. And I started racing, and now I drive on the highways. I'm extra cautious, because no one knows what they're doing. Half the time, you don't know what this guy's going to do with that one. On a track, there are a lot of men who spend a lot of time developing rules and ways of safety. And I find myself being very cautious on the highway. I don't have the urge to speed on the highway. People say racing is dangerous, but I'll take my chances on the track any day than on a highway.
So as you can see, James Dean does this commercial 2 weeks before he dies, and he's saying that he doesn't drive fast on the highway. He really only drive fast on the track, and that he don't know what people doing out there on the highway. Now, this is a time probably before blinkers and all that other shit. People were sticking their hand out the window, and so you driving 100 miles an hour, another motherfucker driving 25, sticking his hand out the window about a turn. That's how accidents happen back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's very just another ironic detail about the mystery surrounding James Dean and how he lost his life in that Porsche 550 Spider.
Well, Gig, I think I better take off.
Oh, wait a minute, Jimmy. One more question. Do you have any special advice for the young people who drive?
Take it easy driving. Life you might save might be mine. You know?
Now, that's very ironic right there, right? That's very ironic. A couple of weeks before James Dean loses his life, he does that commercial. And he's telling people to slow down. The lives that you might save might be mine. Now, this is 2 weeks before the accident happens. It was one more video I wanted to look at, because the actor that actually had the conversation with James Dean, he actually spoke out. So I want to take a look at that real quick, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Let me know how y'all feeling this content right here. Something a little different, man. But I thought this story was well worth telling, man, on some Final Destination type shit, man. So yeah, I'm gonna tell it. You know what I'm saying? I listen, I don't give a fuck who it is. If you got a good story to tell, I'm gonna run it. You know what I mean? That's just what we doing over here. So yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this content, man. Let's check this video out right here. Let's check this video out right here, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get it.
Author Lee Raskin spent decades examining the life and death of James Dean. He also knows a lot about the alleged curse on his car. Lee, let's start in the beginning. Who is James Dean? Why are we so fascinated with this guy?
James Dean was such an amazing character. He turned out to be a very complex individual. East of Eden was the only movie released during Jimmy's lifetime. After the filming of East of Eden, Jimmy, within weeks, was performing for Rebel Without a Cause.
You're tearing me apart! What? You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
And immediately after that, he was on the set of Giant until July of 1955. But his passion was racing. I think that James Dean would rather race than act.
Hi, Gabe.
Just 1 month before his death, while still on the set of Giant, Dean made a PSA about road safety.
Do you have any special advice for the young people who drive?
Take it easy driving. Life you might save might be mine. You know?
At the time, The ad-lib line just seemed like a silly riff. But a month later, it would only add more mystique to the James Dean legend.
So as you can see right there, man, James Dean was born in 1931 and he passed away in 1955. He was 24 years old when he passed away. So this was the first rebellious character that Hollywood actually promoted. And so that's why in our current generation, you'll hear people refer to Tupac as the James Dean of our time. And you know, there are some similarities. Like I said, when you look at life stories, they're completely different. You know, one's a white guy, one's a black guy. That's the obvious shit. But they're, how can I say it? Their greatness, a lot of their greatness was realized after they passed away in both cases, right? Tupac, I mean, he was pretty much a star when he was here, but he became a mega star after he passed away. James Dean did 3 movies and he didn't even see him released because one of them, I think he only saw released. The other 2 he didn't because he died. He won 2 Academy Awards after he died for the movies that he didn't even get to see released. But one of the things that came out in this is that James Dean, for that year and a half he was in Hollywood, he hired a photographer to shoot a bunch of pictures of him. And so that's why if you pay attention to old Hollywood, or if you have any interest in Hollywood, you'll see, you know, James Dean's, there's a lot of pictures of him there, you know what I mean? For him to only have been in Hollywood for a year and a half. And that's kind of similar to the Tupac thing, right? Tupac was active. He's writing a lot. He's constantly working. And after his death, so much more work came out, right? So that's why there's a lot of comparisons to James Dean's story and Tupac Shakur's story.
How did the accident happen?
He had this brand new Porsche Spider purchased 9 days earlier. A lot of people thought that this car was way over his head. James Dean was traveling to a race at Salinas. Accompanying him was the Porsche trained mechanic Rolf Witterick. James Dean was going 90 miles an hour and passing cars along the way. It must have looked like a rocket. He was headed towards a junction. There was a car coming in the opposite direction that was going to turn in front of James Dean. I think that his reaction was, I'm a race car driver and I'm going to have to outmaneuver this car. But he lost control and the 2 cars basically hit head on.
The Spider reportedly cartwheeled twice before coming to rest in a field. Witherich was thrown from the vehicle without losing consciousness. Dean's body had to be removed with a crowbar. His neck was broken. A nurse who stopped to help couldn't find a pulse.
The engine is virtually unharmed, and the mechanical parts were sold. Dr. William Eskridge used this engine in his own car that he got in an accident. And that he had lent parts to his good friend, another surgeon, Dr. Troy McHenry. McHenry was involved in a fatal accident where he lost his steering, crashed into a tree, and killed himself. So everybody says, well, he had parts of the car and it killed him. And what was left was what I call the carcass. A car customizer from Hollywood named George Barris took possession of the Porsche, and it was on display with other cars at hot rod shows. But all of a sudden, there's stories that spectators touched part of the car and they cut their fingers or their hands. The car being trailered on a truck and slipping off the truck and killing the truck driver. And people breaking a hip and falling down after they've touched the car. It's part of the mystique.
Yeah, that's why I said this is some real deal Final Destination type of shit, man. This is that's the only way that I can even, you know what I'm saying, communicate all of the strange coincidences that surround the little bastard Porsche 550 that James Dean was driving when he got into this crash. I mean, I can attribute 10 different accidents that are attributed to this car, either having pieces on other cars or transporting this car. A garage catches on fire and the car is not harmed. Another garage catches on fire and the car is still not harmed. It's too much weird shit going on surrounding the little bastard Porsche 550 that James Dean was driving when he got into his accident, man. Let's get back into a little bit more of this. Hit that like button for your boy. Subscribe to the channel, man.
The events that followed the wreck are haunting, but it's an encounter Dean had before the crash that may be the most compelling evidence of the curse.
So, there's this story about Alec Guinness, the actor.
You also met Dean, didn't you, James?
Well, that's my very first night in Hollywood, I met James Dean. It was very, very odd occurrence.
He had an encounter with Dean shortly before the crash.
That particular night was 3 or 4 days before they left for Salinas.
A woman I knew phoned up and said, let me take you out to dinner.
Guinness walked into the restaurant, but there weren't any tables.
And then I heard feet running down the street, and it was James Dean.
And he said, come on back to the restaurant. There's room at our table.
I said, before we go in, I must show you something. I've just got a new car. I said, have you driven it? He said, no, I've never been in it at all. And some strange thing came over me, some almost different voice. And I said, please do not get into that car at all. It's now Thursday, whatever the date was, 10 o'clock at night. And by 10 o'clock at night, next Thursday, you'll be dead if you get into that car.
Just think about this, and I'm sure you have many times. Why would you say that to somebody who shows you their brand new car? Why would he turn around and say that to him when he knew he was so happy about it?
Maybe he was clairvoyant.
Is it possible? Have you ever had a psychic experience?
I have.
I have too. Do you believe that that's what it was?
I do.
That he had a premonition?
It's a very strong circumstance.
Yeah, so that shit is wild. That shit is wild, man. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the what the hell is going on here? Hold up. Yeah, let's get that off the screen first and foremost, man. All these video games and all this shit, man. But yeah, this was a wild story, man. And yeah, I felt like it needed to be told, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this shit. The legend of James Dean's Porsche 550. Multiple accidents attributed to this car. A lot of just mayhem. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. It's like a bunch of Final Destination shit. Garage is burning down, but the car survives. The car is being transported. It falls off the transport, gets into an accident, and kills the driver. People touching the car getting cut. The car fell on somebody and broke somebody's hip. Like, it's all kind of weird ass shit going on with this Porsche 550, man. And so I thought, like, damn, when I heard this story, I was kind of blown away. And I didn't think that it was true, but then I started digging a little deeper and found some of these videos that I've shown you guys tonight, man. And yeah, that shit wild. That's a real live Final Destination right there, man. And the most chilling part to me is the conversation that's had with the actor. And I think, you know what? I want to double back and I want to revisit that, man. I want to revisit that real quick because again, that's just the most chilling part of this whole story right here. A week before James Dean passes away, this British actor tells him, do not get in that car. In a week, you'll be dead. 1 week later, James Dean is dead. And this car takes on a life of its
A
own.
woman I knew phoned up and said, let me take you out to dinner.
Guinness walked into the restaurant, but there weren't any tables.
And then I heard feet running down the street, and it was James Dean.
And he said, come on back to the restaurant. There's room at our table.
I said, before we go in, I must show you something. I've just got a new car. I said, have you driven it? He said, no, I've never been in it at all. And some strange thing came over me, some almost different voice. And I said, please do not get into that car at all. It's now Thursday, whatever the day it was, 10 o'clock at night. And by 10 o'clock at night, next Thursday, you'll be dead if you get into that car.
Yeah, that's chilling right there.
Just think about it.
That's chilling right there to me, man. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. So, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. I mean, I thought that was a wild ass story. That's actually a story I've been wanting to tell, you know what I'm saying, for a couple of days now when I first ran into it. But yeah, a lot of strange coincidences, man. I'm not one to, you know what I mean, really believe in coincidences like that, especially that many. I mean, you're talking about 10, 11, 12. So for me, nah, that don't work. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. This is the remix with Cali Dre. Definitely keep running up the videos, man. Keep liking the videos. What else did we talk about today, man? We talked about some politics shit. The summary on that is Trump fucking up. I think that's the summary. I mean, I think it was some kind of peace deal negotiated today, or ceasefire, I guess I'll say. So we'll have to see how that works. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. I'm finna get the hell out of here, man. And yeah, it's been real, man. So till the next time, man. Until the next time, stay on your motherfucking grind. The fuck am I?
Money on my mind, got my money in my mind. Money on my mind, got no time for that limelight. I'm from California, man, I guess we'll start with that. Banged out starter caps, glued to the cul-de-sac, looking like an artifact, trying to get their money back. Yellow jackets coming, mama about to have a heart attack. Southeast San Diego, we was at the heart of that. You moved about the hood, my nigga, you ain't want no part of that. Move to work and let the money drip the laundry mat. I pray to God the homie get his little daughter back. So many problems and it's not even a part of rap. So many suckers and they hating and they copycat. And life is bigger than these bitches that you hollered at. And if you bleed it out, I better get $3 back. And all I'm giving is the facts. Pay attention to the stats and never making mention of the jacks. Gotta keep the money stacked, work your way through the traps. Money motivated to the max. Money on my mind, got my money in my